Welcome, Middlers, to the Medium in the Middle podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I take you on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual exploration. I am a Reiki Master Teacher, a spiritual and business mentor, and of course, a psychic medium. And I am here to share my story and help you tap into your extraordinary abilities. Join me every Wednesday as we dive into the realms of intuition, energy healing, and all things mystical. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just dipping your toes into the magical waters, this podcast is your go-to source for inspiration, guidance, and a whole lot of lessons and laughter along the way. Let's get started. Hello, Middlers. Welcome to episode 241. My name is Stephanie. I am the medium in the middle. And today we're talking Reiki. My favorite subject of all time. And I've been getting a lot of questions about Reiki courses. So I want to break down the process of Reiki courses, why you would take level 1, level 2, level 3, and answer some commonly asked questions. Just so that if you have taken a Reiki course or if you are planning to take a Reiki course, you have all the information that you need because there's a lot of information out there. So just starting off today with one announcement, the November mediumship practice circles, there are 2 this month. So I started hosting monthly mediumship practice circles for new mediums to practice. The number one thing I heard was, I have no one to practice on. Who do you practice on? How do you find people to practice on? So I created the monthly mediumship practice circles to give you strangers to practice on. So I'm trying out a few different dates and times. So we're doing a weekday one in an evening. So Thursday, November 14th, it's at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then there's a second one on Saturday, November 23rd at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just to give some options, I know not everyone can do Saturday mornings, so we're going to try an evening one. Also, if you are in Australia, that evening one makes it not like 4 a.m. for you. I know I have a lot of Australian listeners. So 2 options in November to join a mediumship practice circle. Again, all levels are welcome. No experience is necessary. It can be your first time practicing. That is totally okay. This is what the circle is for. So there are a few things that I want to inform you about before we start talking about Reiki and Reiki trainings. Number 1 is Reiki is an unregulated industry. What does that mean? That means that there is no governing body. It's not controlled by any rules or regulations. Anyone can teach anything. My grandma can write you a certificate that says you are a Reiki master. This makes it a very scary place because anyone can teach and do anything and there's no regulation. Now, a lot of industries are unregulated. So this means that you really have to do your research on who you're going to, what they're providing, where you're getting your education, and this is all up to you because there are no standards by a governing body. Now, in Reiki, we do have the Reiki Alliance, and in my opinion, the Reiki Alliance is trying to form some type of regulation. I personally think they're doing it in all the wrong ways. So essentially, to become a member, you just have to pay a membership fee, and they have some outlines of what they require. I disagree with some of the things that they put out, mainly because they don't accept virtual courses. And I totally understand that in regards to like Udemy or self-led courses or things where there's not a teacher in front of you for 9 hours. But if we are doing Reiki, we should believe in distance Reiki. And if we know that distance Reiki works, we should be able to give attunements through distance Reiki. I received 3 of my 4 level 1 attunements through distance Reiki, so I know they work. So to completely write off all virtual courses, I think, is very limiting. So if you take any of my courses, yes, you are not eligible to register for the Reiki Alliance. I personally think the Reiki Alliance is a waste of money and you're just paying to be on a website. They're trying, so I appreciate where it's coming from, but I don't think they're doing it in the right way. So just for example, something that people might know of is the Yoga Alliance. So Yoga Alliance is an organization that oversees yoga schools and makes sure that you are learning what you need to learn to become a yoga teacher. So when you take a 200-hour YTT, it will say that it's through the Yoga Alliance. And then to become a yoga teacher, you have to be a part of Yoga Alliance, where you pay a yearly membership fee to keep your membership there, and that allows you to teach. So Reiki is trying to do something like the Yoga Alliance, but it's still an unregulated industry, so it's just some type of regulation. All this to say, it is up to us, your teachers, to make sure we are properly setting our students up for success. We are providing the proper information, and we are doing our due diligence. And I have just been getting an influx of emails and messages and people relearning with me because they didn't get the proper education the first time, and it makes me really sad. So the only thing I can do is educate and help you. So I'm here to educate and help you with what are the trainings, what are they for, and giving you more information. So I just want to start off by saying that every Reiki lineage is a little bit different, but it all should be very, very similar. I specifically teach Usui, Shiki, Ryoho, and this is the type of Reiki that I teach. So these are the rules that I have to follow. I do teach a very traditional type of Reiki. So it is very much we do it this way. We follow these rules. We do ABC. We do 1, 2, 3. But I always like to say whatever type of Reiki you are drawn to is usually the type of Reiki for you. They are all very similar. It's kind of same, but a little different. So another common type of Reiki is Usui Holy Fire. And I just want to officially say on the podcast, because I get these messages all the time, Usui Holy Fire does not do the 21 days in between level 1 and level 2. I believe they teach level 1 on Saturday and level 2 on Sunday. They do it back to back. So I get a lot of messages being like, these people don't do the 21 days. As far as I know, Usui Holy Fire does not do 21 days in between level 1 and level 2. I think they do still have 21 days after the level 1 and level 2. But yes, there are small differences in between. So let's start off with Reiki Level 1. Reiki Level 1 is all about you. Reiki Level 1 is all about your energy, understanding your body, your energy, your mind, body, emotional, spiritual selves. And I always say level 1 is where we start at home. And this is why you can definitely learn level 1 online, is because all the practice is on yourself. You learn all about yourself. You learn the chakras for yourself. And in level 1, we really want to start to understand your manual. You want to start to understand what your body is telling you. You want to start to understand your energy. You want to start to understand how you work with Reiki energy. And after this course, you are considered a Reiki student, and you can practice on your friends and family. You can practice on your pets. You can Reiki your plants. But that's what we're doing. We're just practicing. We're trying to understand how we work with the Reiki. We're trying to understand what our energy is doing to really get to know ourselves at home. So you're a Reiki student. It's lots of practice. And these attunements, you receive 4 attunements, and they are opening you up to Reiki energy. Then you have to at least wait 21 days because you have 7 chakras. They reset 3 times. 3 by 7 is 21. So you wait 21 days for your full energy reset. After that 21 days, you can take level 2. You can take level 2 after 21 days. You can take it after 3 months. You can take it after 3 years. It does not matter how long you wait before you take your level 2, but I do recommend that you have had some practice with Reiki, at least on yourself. So you're going to take level 2, and level 2 is where we learn how to do Reiki with other people. So we already have an understanding of how we work with Reiki. Now we're moving on to understand how we work with others. So in this course, you learn how to do a full session on someone else. So you learn all the hand positions on someone else. You learn the Reiki symbols. The Reiki symbols make everything easier and faster, so much easier and so much faster. You learn how to Reiki items, crystals, your food. You learn how to Reiki rooms and spaces. So you can Reiki your room, your house, your office, your car, your plane, whatever you want to Reiki, you learn how to do that. But most importantly, we start to understand how to work with other people's energies, and we learn about how to help others with Reiki. So level 1 is all about you. We start at home. Level 2 is when we start to work with other people. And after this course, you're considered a Reiki practitioner. And this is when you could, if you wanted to, go out and work in Reiki. Now, a realistic timeline here is you take level 1 and you wait 1 to 3 months, and then you take level 2, and then 6 to 9 months after your level 2 is when you can expect to be working in Reiki, going out and getting a job, starting your own business, exchanging for money. But there is a lot of practice time after level 2. So I always like to remind people, you're not charging money on Monday. You are going to have a period of practice that is free, where you're still figuring it out. Then you're going to have a period of trades. Then you're going to have a period of building for money. And it's very important that you get this experience, because I find people just jump to money exchange and then they're not comfortable and they're not confident because they didn't have enough practice. You should at least have 50 hours of practice. Minimum. Start a little journal and you write down, number 1, practice with John. It was 40 minutes. I felt this, and this. I noticed this, and this. Number 2, July 3rd, practice with Susie for 35 minutes. I noticed this, and this, and this, and this. Number 3, I practiced with another fake name on July 7th, and I noticed ba and da. You are going to journal every single experience until you have a very good manual of how you work with other people's energy. So level 1, you're building your manual for yourself. What does the energy mean for you? Then level 2, you're building the manual for you plus others. What is it when you work on other people's energy? Things can be the same, things can be different. You have to figure that out. And the signs are not universal. So for example, for me, when my hands get warm, that means I need to stay. When my hands are cool, that means that area is done. You could be opposite. Your hands could not get warm or cool. Your hands could be warm the whole time. Your hands could be cold the whole time. You have to figure out what it means for you. I know what it means for me. What does it mean for you? I've used this example a lot, but when my eyes water, if my left eye waters, it means one thing. If my right eye waters, it means another thing. If they water on the outside, on the inside, that's what it means for me. I don't know what it means for you. You have to figure out what it means for you. And going back to those 50 hours of practice when you wrote them all down and everything you felt, once it happens 1 time, 2 times, 10 times, 25 times, 35 times, you know exactly what it means when your hands get warm because it's happened the last 37 times. See where I'm going here? You get what I'm putting down? So realistically, 6 to 9 months after your Reiki Level 2, you are working in Reiki, but you do not have to work in Reiki. You do not have to build to a 60-minute session. You do not have to take money for Reiki. You can just take these courses for the attunements, for the opening in your intuition, to make things easier and faster, just to get the symbols, just to learn how to Reiki items, spaces, rooms. So none of this is necessary. It's all just what you can do after these courses. So before we get to Reiki Masters, I do want to talk about a gap that I found in between Reiki Level 2 and Reiki Level 3. So in Reiki Level 2, we introduce the symbols, We learn distance Reiki. We learn how to practice on other people. We talk about how your homework is to build up to a 60-minute session. We talk about working with other people's energies. We introduce so many things about working with others. And I give you your homework. I tell you how much practice I think you should have. And then you're kind of on your own for the next 6 to 9 months. So what I found through my mentorship program, which will be opening again in December. Keep an eye on that. You will be starting again in January, so I'll be opening that in December. But what I found through my mentorship program was so many people were coming to mentor with me, trying to learn how to start a Reiki business, and their 1-hour Reikis were nowhere where they needed to be. So this is where I created the Advanced Reiki Practitioner Masterclass. And this masterclass was specifically designed if you wanted to work in Reiki. Level 2 does not teach you how to work in Reiki. Level 2 teaches you the symbols, how to build up to a 60-minute session, how to start to work on other people, but it is bare bones basics because we're learning new things. So I recommend 3 to 6 months after your level 2, or whenever you feel ready, that you take an advanced course, because this is where we will actually talk about dealing with clients, how to schedule your sessions, how to do advanced Reiki techniques, how to deal with other people's energies, how to do advanced techniques for in-person Reiki, distance Reiki, how to understand energy at a much more advanced level. All of this cannot be taught in level 2 because you're learning the basics. So a common question that I get asked here is, a 60-minute Reiki session, does that mean 45 minutes of Reiki and 15 minutes of talking? What does that mean? And I always like to compare it to a 60-minute massage. When you book a 60-minute massage, how long do you expect the therapist's hands to be on you? 58 and a half minutes, I'm guessing. If your massage therapist talked to you for 15 minutes out of your 60-minute session, I bet you would be pretty upset with them. You didn't book to talk, you booked a massage. Their hands should be on you. Reiki is the exact same thing. We don't need to talk. I don't need to know your life story. I'm not your best friend. I'm not your therapist. Get on the table. My hands are on you for as much of that 60-minute session as possible. People need the full hour of Reiki. If you want to talk for 15 minutes, make your session 75 minutes. But in this course, we literally plan out what your 60-minute sessions look like, because you need to know at what minute do they need to be on the table. At what minute do I need to be clearing them, disconnecting? At what minute do I wake them up? How many minutes do I leave to talk after? How many minutes do I prep them for? What do I need to do before they're on the table? What do I need to do when they're off of the table? All of this is meticulously calculated so that your 60-minute sessions, again, if you want to work in Reiki, run smoothly, they're consistent, you're always getting the same amount done, you have advanced techniques that are helping you get through everything that you can possibly do. And another question that I get asked very often is, what's the difference between when I do Reiki on myself and when someone else does Reiki on me? And I always like to compare this to cleaning the house. You can clean your own house, definitely. But what about when you pay someone to clean your house? That's nice. That's real nice. And when you pay someone to clean your house, I bet you they wash the baseboards. And you don't always wash the baseboards. And I bet you they get behind the toilet. And you haven't cleaned behind the toilet in a while. And I bet you they get every single corner and they pick up things and they dust behind the couch and they do things that you wouldn't normally do. That's the exact same thing as going to Reiki for someone else. We get stuck in our patterns. We get blind to certain things about ourselves. And we don't always clean behind our toilets. When you hire an external cleaner, they always deep clean behind the toilet, probably with a toothbrush. So when you come to see me for Reiki, that's what I'm doing. I am deep cleaning everything with a toothbrush. I am on my hands and knees behind the toilet, not missing a spot, because that's what I'm hired to do. So when you are offering this service, you need to make sure that as a Reiki practitioner, you are doing the hands and knees with a toothbrush behind the toilet work. We're not doing basics. I'm not just wiping counters and dusting things I can see. No, people are paying us to do the deep dive. And when you are that type of cleaner, Reiki practitioner, stay with me here, when we're using these analogies, this is where people come back to you. This is where people refer you. This is how you build clientele because you're the best. You are the cleaner that gets on their hands and knees and cleans behind the toilet. You're the Reiki practitioner that gets every single spot. You're consistent. You never miss things. You're never late. You never go over. You always are giving them 58 minutes of Reiki on the table. You are consistent. You do a good job. You have advanced techniques. You understand Reiki at a higher level. This is what builds clientele. Speaking from someone who works in full-time Reiki for the last 5 years. You build clientele by being the best at what you do. You are not the best at what you do 6 months after your Reiki Level 2. So people always want to grow their clientele. How do I get more clients? How do I get more clients? Work at being the best Reiki practitioner. Work at being the best cleaner. If you hired someone to clean your house, and they came over and they cleaned your bathroom and they didn't wipe any baseboards or clean behind the toilet, are you hiring them again? Probably not. Are you telling your friends about how good of a cleaner they are? Probably not. So if you do not have repeat clients, there's a big red flag. If you don't have referrals coming out your wazoo, that is a big red flag. And this is why I created the Advanced Reiki Practitioner Masterclass, because I want you to be the best. I want to teach you everything I've learned over the last 7 years working in Reiki, because there are things that no one else does it like you, Steph. Oh, I always feel so good when I come to see you. Oh, it's not the same when I go to other people. Yes, because I am on my hands and knees cleaning behind the toilet with 2 toothbrushes. I always make sure I do the very most in my sessions so that you are getting as much as possible in those 60 minutes we are together. So I run this masterclass once a year live, and then I sell the replay for the rest of the year. You can join me on November 16th. It's a 3-hour course. It is recorded, so you can catch the replay. I do recommend you have a volunteer because we're going to practice. The class is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. on November 16th. Register now. I only run this once a year, usually in November. You can be from any Reiki master and any Reiki lineage. What we're talking about is not limited to just the type of Reiki that I teach. We're talking about advanced Reiki techniques that can be used for any type of Reiki. We're talking about energy at a very high level. So as long as you have taken level 2 anywhere, you can take this masterclass. I will leave the link down below for you to sign up, but join me in a few weeks. I love this course. I love teaching you all my tips and tricks and all the ways that I built my clientele list by being the best at what I do. I want you to be the best at what you do. So now you have level 1, you have level 2. You've taken my Advanced Reiki Practitioner class, and you are ready for more. This is where Reiki Masters comes in. So the Reiki Masters course, or Reiki in the 3rd degree, is where you want to teach Reiki. This course is a lot of time and a lot of money, so I really only recommend it for people who do want to teach. My Reiki Masters course is priced in a way to make you want to teach, because you can make the cost of the course back in one weekend, but you have to want to teach others. So Reiki Master teachers, it is their job to teach as many Reiki Level 1s and Reiki Level 2s as possible. We are meant to teach others how to do this. So in this class, it is where you will learn how to teach Reiki Level 1, how to do Reiki Level 1 attunements, learn how to teach Reiki Level 2, how to do Level 2 attunements, learn how to teach Reiki Level 3, how to do Level 3 attunements. You'll learn the master symbols, you'll do the water ceremonies, you'll learn all the rituals for masters. You will learn how to build your own workbooks. You will do exchanges. We will do a Reiki exchange together. And my courses are unique because I teach you how to teach in person, and I also teach you how to teach virtually so that you can either teach in person or virtually, whatever you decide. But the point of masters is because you want to teach others, unless you have a lot of extra time and money. But I really, really highly recommend that you want to teach if you are investing in Reiki Masters. And that course can be taken a minimum of 1 year after Reiki Level 2. And to be accepted into the Reiki Masters course, you need to be definitely at a 60-minute session for in-person and distance Reiki. You need to be fully confident with all the information covered in Reiki Level 1 and Reiki Level 2. That means that the symbols are memorized, you can say them properly, you can draw them properly. This means that you are at a full exchange. You've done more than 50 hours for in-person and distance each, so more than 100 hours total. You are fully confident in your services. You are ready to move forward. And usually a telltale sign that you're ready for masters is that people are asking you to teach them. Hey, could you teach me this? Hey, are you a teacher? That's a good sign that you should take your Reiki Masters course. All my previous masters have said, oh, like, go see my teacher, Steph. Like, she's amazing. And they're like, oh, like, I really want to learn from you, though. That's when you know your time is now. Yes, there are other teachers, but when people want to learn from you, that's Reiki calling you to the master teacher level. So, to give you a quick rundown, Reiki Level 1 is all about you, learning about your energy, understanding how you work with Reiki. Reiki Level 2 is making things easier and faster. We're getting the Reiki symbols. We're learning how to Reiki items and spaces and working with other people. The Advanced course is for if you want to work in Reiki, learning advanced technique, bridging the gap between Level 2 and actually going out into the Reiki world. Reiki Masters is for if you want to teach others Reiki, learning the attunements, learning Level 1, 2, and 3 courses, learning Level 1, 2, and 3 attunements. And that is the flow of a Reiki career. You can take your time through these courses. You can do them as quick as possible with 21 days in between Level 1 and Level 2, 1 year between Level 2 and Masters, but you're still looking at minimum, a year and 6 months, I would guess, before you're a master. Minimum. The more time, the better. But there is an outline of every course and what they offer. So I hope this provides you some information. I hope this provides you some answers to commonly asked questions. I love Reiki and I can talk about it all day, every day. I am very lucky to teach a lot of Reiki. I teach Reiki Level 1 and Reiki Level 2 every single month. I've taught virtually over 100 times. If you want to join my next Reiki Level 1, there's 2 spots left in the November course, November 23rd and 24th. If you're ready for Level 2, there's actually one this weekend, November 9th and 10th. This is only the second time this year that a course hasn't sold out, so if you're looking for a smaller course, November 9th and 10th is for you. And then there will be one more time each in December for Level 1 and Level 2. That is your last time to learn in 2024. If not, I'll see you in class in 2025. Please subscribe to the podcast. I release new episodes every Wednesday. If you haven't already, I would love and appreciate a rating and review. But until next Wednesday, Middlers, when I see you in your ears, I hope you have a wonderful week. And remember, if you are a Reiki student in any capacity, don't forget your self-Reiki. Do a hand position. Bye.